Get in, nerds. We are playing Hearts of Iron 4. I've just realized something, which is I still have... Oop, I got military access requests. Yes. I still have these non-violence decisions, and they don't give me, uh, any loss in autonomy now that I'm actually independent. So I'm going to use them. Resistance map mode, we got our most resistance in South Balochistan, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Hyderabad City, and Mysore. So I'm just going to hit those buttons, and it's going to cost some political power, but I feel like this is a little, almost a hack. Yeah, I don't think I need to do the rest for all of them. But let's see what that does to my available infantry equipment. Oh, that's very good. Alright. You know, honestly, I might just do that for the rest of my places. Obviously, resistance in these areas is still going up. What's the, resistance target's 35%. That is brutal. I see. Yes. Okay. So I can't get too buck wild with training divisions because resistance is going to go up in those areas. But I can get a little buck wild. So let's get ourselves an 8-division force into training, and we'll get working on what we need to work on. So, let's take a brief look at the war. Greece is continuing to hold out, but things are not going great. They canceled their lend-lease to us. That's not shocking. War in South America. Stemming from disputes that have been happening in the regions of Napo Pastaza and Santiago Zamora on the border of Peru and Ecuador, ever since the dissolution of the Gran Colombia, skirmishes have now started to occur between the two countries' forces. Due to the recent settlement in borders with Colombia, Peruvian soldiers have felt confident in pushing their claims against the weaker Ecuadorian state, and the skirmishes have now escalated into open conflict. This will test the stability of the region, as other countries may attempt to intervene. What will become of South America? So let me see. Yep, I sure do have high levels of resistance in various areas. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think a few of these areas it's better to hit this button and slow down resistance so that I don't end up with spreading resistance across different areas. So like, if I hit... I'm gonna hit Manipur, I'm gonna hit Bahawalpur, and I'm gonna hit West Punjab. Now that's gonna cost a lot of political power, but what it does mean is that the spread across these areas will be reasonably well contained. And maybe I'll do one more in Waziristan as well. Yeah. Alright, I think I'm feeling pretty confident about that. That was the right call. Obviously some of these areas are going back up, but it's going slow. I'm feeling pretty good, because areas that have high resistance will spread resistance to adjacent areas, and that's pretty difficult. Right, we're working on radar. That's right. Yes. Alright, so we are spending a little bit of time building up various facilities. Let me take a quick look at my infantry division template. So I'm using about an equal amount of artillery and support equipment, but artillery has production cost of 4, support equipment has a production cost of 4. Okay, so they are equal. So I'm producing virtually the same amount, although artillery are going to be in shorter supply, just purely on account of I've got, I'm going to have more, I'm going to have more losses in attrition and whatnot when I change over to the level 3. So maybe I'll increase artillery production? Yeah, I think that's the right call. But I want to wait on moving the factories back in until until I'm able to be really solid on that. Alright. I also might add support artillery to my battalions. I think that might be the right call. Temptation's very high. Tryst with Destiny. Alright, beautiful. So, with that having been finished, what are our options going forward here? Yes, we pledge for the Allies. Alright, so this gives us our Can Create Factions. Sets our rule. With fascism and communism around the world, India cannot stand alone. The United Kingdom might not have been India's friend, but it is clear the others are our enemy. Go ahead and get started with that. And now I'm going to save my political power. I'm gonna do a lot of political power saving. It's time for my political power saving. East Punjab, where I'm building up infrastructure, I'm gonna queue in a few CIC and a few MIC. And that's kind of how we're gonna handle that. And I'll put this here. For once those get built, to just kind of get that started in. And then United Provinces is here. I'll do the same there. And I'm building a mix of civilian and military factories because I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm depleting my ability to continue construction. Alright, so Greece has effectively fallen. Crete is still holding out, but that is what it is. And once we're back with the United Kingdom, we should be able, for one thing, we can help mop up the rest of Italian resistance in Ethiopia, and then we can support the UK over here in North Africa. And that will be just fine. And obviously I'm saving political power at this point for the core decisions, which are going to really, really help me out. Italian-Bulgarian military technology exchange. After reaching out to the German government, the Tsardom of Bulgaria now seeks to strengthen their relations with Italy. Boris III and Benito Mussolini have signed a research agreement developed by experts from both countries to facilitate the development of modern military equipment and their armed forces. Along with this agreement, the Bulgarian government has implemented new economic regulations to promote the investment of Italian capital in the country. They're dealing with the devil. Alright, we got a lot of infantry equipment available right now, so I'm going to deploy all these units. This is going to allow me to get more units into deployment faster. We'll go ahead and put these units into an army and set them exercising. Let me see. Oh, we still have all these British generals. That's a little curious. I kind of assumed they would go away. Anyway, Sam Manekshaw is fine. And we'll put Kodandera Karyapa in charge. And that'll be delightful. As we build up the army of our United Indian Republic. So let me see. This is probably another 10 artillery divisions all told. Like, now that I don't have as much resistance, I'm completely stacked on infantry equipment. So I'm thinking we'll have ourselves a 24 division army before too long. And in any case, I can drop standard-sized infantry divisions without too much trouble. Beautiful. Preamble to the Indian Constitution. This gives us extra stability and change and democracy supports. We, the people of India, solemnly resolve to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure all its citizens justice, liberty, equality, and to promote among them all fraternity in our Constituent Assembly this day. Excellent. The United Kingdom... Huh. The United Kingdom denies request to join the Allies. The United Kingdom has decided to reject our request to join the Allies. We'll have to make do without their help. They call themselves Defenders of Liberty? Well, that sure is curious. I don't know what to make of that. Britain, you're not winning this war, Britain. Well, fine. I guess I'll make my own faction. I'm gonna form a faction with the United States. And I'm gonna call it the Alliance of Formerly Colonized Powers. This is gonna get really silly. But how do we even... Hold on. Before I bind myself to the United States, I'm not allowed to join factions. I can't. Absurd. I can't ask them to join the faction because I don't... Hold on. Do I have a way to get... This is really silly, friends. I do not rightly know how to deal with this. Yeah, you know what? I am gonna get together with the United States, and we'll be friends. Create a faction. do I really wanna call us this? No. What do I want to call us? I want to call us the Moralist International. The Moralintern. I'm just gonna call us the Moralintern. Disco Elysium enjoyers will understand. Beautiful. Hey, USA, get in the war. Yeah, well, I should have anticipated that, but you know, it wouldn't be a giant some kind of system shock if the USA assumed leadership of the faction. That wouldn't be a tragedy. Right, let me just get these divisions exercising as well. We'll get another set into training. Let's go ahead and give this army a defensive zone. It's kind of scattered throughout the country. The sinking of the SS Tolton. The neutral Chilean convoy SS Tolton was traveling unescorted from Baltimore to New York City when she was hit near a bridge by a torpedo from the German submarine off Barnegat, New Jersey. The ship sank in 6 minutes, and it was only after her sinking that the U-boat crew confirmed the ship to be Chilean. This could be a diplomatic disaster for the Germans. A spark has been lit. I'm not getting the steel from Australia that I would like to be getting, so we'll get... Oh, I don't need that much steel, it turns out. Excellent. Yes. Yes. We are in 41, so we're already working on industrial tech, which is what I want to be doing right now. We do have a shortage of artillery, so let's go ahead and... I think I am going to put this, at least one of these factories in Hyderabad up at the top of the queue. 21 April is when that'll complete, and I'll just finish that out. I'll take a non-aggression pact with Free France, absolutely. Did I finish? Yes, I did. Alright, so... time to get some... Oh, right. I'm like, why can't I build them? It's like, because I didn't design them yet. Alright, so... better engine. Electronics, we'll go with radio navigation 1. Drop tanks, and self-sealing fuel tanks. Guns, we'll go with whoopsie doodle, oops all guns. I'm just going to call this the F-41. Produce them through Supermarine. Seems like a reasonable plan. Let's go ahead and create another variant of the same plane. That's going to function basically the same way. We'll give them dive brakes instead of self-sealing fuel tanks. And I don't have bombs researched. Never mind, I will not create gas. Alright, preamble to the Constitution of India is complete. So I could clear out my depression. That would be pretty solid for the country. But I want to get India indivisible. Our territory is still filled with unease and conflict. We need to work together to make India whole. Unlocks decisions to core Indian, Pakistani, and Bangladeshi states. Just go ahead and start with that. And then we'll be doing a lot better. So how's resistance looking now? Yes, as you can see, resistance is down in a lot of these areas. And that's a lot because having low resistance in between caused resistance spread that reduced the total. So I'm feeling pretty good about that overall. Right, so this is almost done. Let me see, April 21st. Quite curious that United Kingdom has simply denied my entry into the faction. I don't rightly know what to say about that. Oh, I do actually have cheaper doctrines, and I've got enough army experience to use them, so let's grab them. I'm going to go with Deep Battle. Mass Mobilization is nice, but I'm going to have a lot of manpower eventually. So, long front operations. This gives reduced supply consumption and extra brigade size. Extra brigade size is not great, but reduced supply consumption is really rock solid. Relentless Assault and street-by-street barrage, I think, are both at least reasonably good. So I'll grab that, and then this is Deep Operations. This is Armor Car and Tank Oregon. It enables Blitz. That's mid for my current strategy, but might be more useful later. But operational concentration is going to be really, really important. Extra max planning is rock solid, and reinforce rate 5% is amazingly strong. I'm going to go ahead and say yes to all these non-aggression pacts. I don't really have any reason not to, want to aggress against these countries. I'm a country defending freedom. By bringing the United States into my faction, I may have ended up rather sealing the fate of the Allies in this thing, but you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'm banking a lot of political power here, but I don't know how much these decisions are gonna take. All right, these divisions are nearly ready to deploy. Oh no, they're ready to deploy now. I just haven't deployed them. We'll go ahead and throw them into this army. Now, I don't have the artillery to keep deploying full divisions, but I can deploy basic infantry divisions. So I'm going to do that. I'll continue to deploy them in blocks of 8. I'm producing a huge amount of infantry equipment right now, and basically those divisions will be suitable for defense on a variety of fronts. Well, I suppose I can wage aggressive war, but I don't think I would necessarily want to do that. I am trying to be the good guys and all, even though the Allies, the typical good guy faction, have just flat out said no to me for seemingly no reason whatsoever. Jerks! Can I get any war support anywhere? I would love to get a little bit more war support. A lot of places. Ooh. I could form an Indian doctrine. Ooh, that would be cool. Icelandic-American cooperation. In a somewhat surprising move, the American government has declared Iceland to be within their sphere of interest, and upon a request from the Icelandic government has agreed to commit troops to the protection of the island. All Icelandic foreign politics will be managed by the American government from this point on, turning the island into a de facto American puppet state. Interesting move. And there was one other... Military pensions. Excuse me, ticking war support increases. Alright, well maybe I'll circle around to these and grab them, because that's going to be very good. You know, once I'm done with making India indivisible. So once I've got India India indivisible. I can annex Goa. That's probably a reasonable thing to do. Oh, interesting. Oh, but I can't do this because Burma's not in a faction with me. Suppress pro-military organizations. Oh, that's very good. That's a lot of extra stability. An economy unbound, that's a lot of construction speed. Ooh, the temptations are high here. The Tiger Unchained gives extra special forces doctrine cost reduction and allows extra special forces. Okay, that's pretty solid. Import subsidization, extra civilian factories. Mixed economy adds a bunch of resources. Ooh, it adds a lot of resources. For every excavate, +3 resources for every excavation tech researched in every core state with more than 6 resources in it. Ooh, that's very strong. Fight malnutrition. Okay. Reduce the impact of famine when it happens. And a research slot down here. This is killer. This is really good. Alright, so I think we're probably going this way. Suppressing paramilitary organizations would be nice. On the other hand, that extra war support would make it easier for me to do stuff. And that extra army experience. Maybe I'll go here for the army experience just now, because it's going to be a while before I'm going to need to use that war support to increase my mobilization level. Beautiful. So there's atomic research completed. What do I want next? I think I need to keep up on artillery. We'll have to get anti-tank. And we're going to start working on our first nuclear reactor. We're well on our way to being a proper major power at this stage. Beautiful. Let's get these basic infantry divisions deployed. Why are you low on resources? You shouldn't be low on supply. You're in the middle of your own country here. Alright, there we go. Mobilize some supply areas. Aggression Pact, absolutely. Again, as a rule, I usually don't sign non-aggression pacts with the AI, but in this run I'm feeling reasonably confident about what I'm doing with the run, that I don't feel a strong need to... Didn't I build another artillery thing? What happened with that? Assembly line production, beautiful. Let's go ahead and work on excavation, or no. We'll go ahead and work on construction. And the other one will work on excavation, because getting excavation up is going to be very, very good for me in the long term. How long until India becomes indivisible? It's pretty close. We're pretty close now. We'll train a couple of our improved infantry divisions, and we'll get a couple of our basic... No, I don't want to run myself out of infantry equipment, because running myself out of infantry equipment is how you get resistance problems. Alright. Well, the biggest front has started. Following their defeat in the Finnish Continuation War. Following their defeat in the previous war against the Soviet government, the Finnish people have now mobilized and stand ready to reclaim the territories they lost and liberate the Finnish and Karelian people from foreign oppression as a spiritual successor to the Finnish War for Independence and Heimosodat. Yet another puppet of Adolf Hitler joins the war. Germany breaks Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. The non-aggression pact between Germany and the Soviet Union, a surprising development to begin with, has now, less surprisingly, fallen apart. Germany is attacked, breaking the pact and returning to, once again, openly speaking of the Soviet Union as a menace that must be faced for their visions of the future to become a reality. Soviet leadership is less than pleased, but perhaps less shocked by the betrayal than disappointed that they didn't seize the opportunity first. Trust between giants is a fragile thing. Alright, interesting. So, Let's see. Again, shortages of artillery mean it's going to be a while before I can properly... There we go. Alright, so as tempting as this is, it's actually not for that long. Let's go ahead and grab our army doctrine. Read this. The time has come to forge our own path. We shall develop an Indian doctrine that reflects our unique strengths and aspirations. That'll get us some experience and more support. Yes, Soviet Union can dock here. Canada and Poland, I would be delighted to sign non-aggression pacts with you. Okay, let's look at these India indivisible positions. We need less resistance and more compliance. Mexican entry into the Moralintern. Franklin Delano Roosevelt has sponsored requests from Mexico for entry into the Moralintern. Whether Mexico seeks natural protection or foreign expansion is unknown, but Mexico's oil is a lucrative asset to have on our side. We will sponsor Mexico's entrance into the Moralintern. We can say we have other plans for Mexico, but I don't. Alright. That's our ally. So, how do we get these states down to lower levels of resistance? We need to get compliance back up. That's what we need to do. So we need to have compliance greater than 40%. The United Mexican States joins the Moralintern. Alright. Beautiful. And then we need to get resistance down. Alright, so it's just going to kind of be a waiting game in a lot of these areas. We ended up with a lot of... With big losses in compliance just due to the general resistance situation, but hopefully things will be able to progress in a reasonable time frame. Alright, so I don't actually need to save all this political power for this, because it's not going to cost that much. So, what can I use this on? Let's go ahead and mobilize. So if I go to total mobilize, I need more than 80% war support. Alright, well, I'm working on this, so that... the forming an Indian doctrine, that'll give me 5% and that should be enough. How is training? We do have some effective divisions now. How many can I send to support China is my real question. I can be short for a little while. Oh, I can't send volunteers because I'm not at peace. That's a real shame. A crying shame, in fact. I wish I was at peace, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so for air doctrine, I think I'm going to mostly be doing battlefield support. Tempting as strategic destruction is. So let's go ahead and let's fill out some of this first. I should have gotten integrated designers a long time ago, but I didn't. We'll go with efficient communications for Navy, and I almost always go with instilled aggression. I see no reason not to now. Air, we'll go with aircrew surveys to reduce accident chance and air doctrine cost. And then over here, we'll go with veteran air instructors to reduce air wing experience losses when killed. I can also now, finally, I'm realizing, grab relief of command, which is going to make the army experience gain much faster. In Spirit of the Academy, I'm going to go with bold attack. Obviously, I run myself down to a really low number of army experience, but that'll be fine. Let me see, I can get breakthrough or defense on artillery. I'm going to go with breakthrough. And let's go ahead and start producing up-to-date artillery. Beautiful. Alright. So, now I need to figure out how I wage this war, because I don't really have a great way to participate. I can't believe the UK was just like, we don't want you in our war. You know what? You don't get oil anymore. Have fun that. Where's Free France? Am I lend-leasing them? I am still. You can't either. Sorry, France. Yep. I'll be delighted to have non-aggression pacts with all y'all. So if I get military access, they will give me military access. If I get that, the question is, I'm going to grab all my armies that can function and form a new army. Oh, wait. Okay, so I can launch naval invasions from their territory. So I can do a naval invasion of continental Europe when the time comes. Alright, very good. Let's go ahead and... Actually, first I need to check if I've got transport technology researched. Embarrassing. If no. Okay, no, thank goodness, I do. I do have transport tech researched. Alright, so where do I want to hit the Germans? I think the answer... But I don't have a navy. Happily, I have friendly navies in a lot of these areas, so I might be able to do a cheeky little naval invasion, maybe in the Mediterranean. Forming an Indian doctrine is complete, so I can model after the USA, Germany, or the Soviet... Well, not Germany, because we're at war with them. If I model after the USA, that gives me planning speed, max planning factor, daily command power gain, daily democracy support. That seems alright. Or I can model after the Soviet Union. That gives me increased division training time? That feels like it should be decreased division training time. 10% extra defense, 5% attack for infantry and communism support. That seems very good. And then down here, I have automating the army, extra mechanized models and armor tech, research speed, or for the people, by the people, which is extra support tech and infantry tech research speed. I'm not going to do any of that yet, because I can get some other real good stuff. There's a lot of places I can get good stuff. But I think the primary place I want to go is towards this baby right here. So, let's go for an economy unbound. And we'll get started with that. Ah, excellent. Where they're now no longer almost capable of assuming leadership over the faction. They're almost capable of assuming leadership over the faction, but they're no longer capable of assuming leadership of the faction. So that number's moved in the right direction. I'm going to actually put these civilian factories before the infrastructure that I was building over here. So we can get them built. Maybe I'll actually put this military factory in first so that I can get building more artillery. Which I do need more of. In a kind of overall sense. I'm going to queue these in like so. But I think after the fourth one in artillery, I'm going to get all the next ones into producing fighter planes. Because I'm going to need fighter planes, and I'm going to need a lot of them. I've got some army experience available that I could spend on my... Did I not? No, I just got 50 army experience. I didn't get a doctrine bonus. Alright, so there's better artillery. I didn't need to research... Well, it's better to have better landing craft, so we'll go ahead with that. It's important, having solid landing craft. That's a very important part of being able to fight and win a modern war. Not that I have anything resembling a navy, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm definitely going to need to circle back to the national foci that give me more... that reduce the effects of my agrarian society thing. If I get both, which I do have the ability to, I can accelerate industrialization, which isn't that great. Do I really need all that? I don't think so. I think once I got these three, it'll be basically fine. Because these are each 9%. And at some point, I can just... It'll be reasonable that I can just increase my conscription laws. Because I'm currently at volunteer only, and my numbers are extremely solid at this level of... conscription. Let's go ahead and put more of our fully built up infantry divisions into our new army. And I think we're going to move this gentleman over to that new army. Manaksha. There's excavation 3. Let's go forward with... Now's the time for me to get the Bren carrier. Because I am going to ultimately want to get motor forces. Alright, nuclear reactor. In order to supply our reactors with nuclear fuel, we need to decide on a process for separating the useful isotopes of uranium from the rest. There are a number of proposals for separation facilities, but the two frontrunners are gaseous and centrifugal. Gaseous is a proven technique. Our centrifuges will be more efficient in the long run. Secret procurement, which grants consumer goods factories factor for 10% for a year. Add 15% progress. So do I want to hamstring construction in order to increase progress? I think I do. I think nukes are very important. What does that do to my construction? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be just great. I will not have any problems. So good at video games. Still, none of these decisions are really available. Again, once I've got some places at compliance... This is compliance. At compliance 40% or above. Japan declared war in the Philippines. Alright, we are at war with Japan. Beautiful. I will put an army in to defend the Philippines within a reasonable time frame. Oh, we're a little short on... we'll absolutely join that war. We're a little short on aluminum. Let's buy some from the Soviets. The Soviets will give us the aluminum we require. We've actually got the war support, so let's go ahead and increase our mobilization to total. And we will also put women in the workforce. And do I put on war bonds right now? I think I do. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and set up a drop point for these new divisions that we're creating. I can throw 4 more into training right away. Isn't it grand to have just a lot of infantry equipment? An overwhelming abundance, really. Alright. Nearly there. 3 more traditional heavy infantry divisions will do. Mariana region. Oop. This is a dangerous naval invasion. Oh! Japan is invading this United States territory. This is Guam. It's defended by the Wake Island Garrison, but that's... You know, that... USA, you're going to need to get it together with the naval game here. I can't be the only one with you on this. I'm going to start lend-leasing to China. I think it just makes good sense. Let me see. We're producing 500 fuel per day, so a little bit of fuel will be fine. We'll send 200 rifles a month. I can afford to send 10 support equipment per month, and 10 trucks a month. That should be... Actually, how many trucks are we making? 2 a day. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah. Alright, beautiful. They've accepted, obviously. That's going to make their lives a lot easier. And we're contributing to the war against Japan indirectly, which is nice. China has held on a really long time and fed me a lot of army experience, so I'm feeling pretty pleased about that. Let's go ahead and grab operational concentration. Now, I think... Okay, Japan is in the Philippines, so I can't dilly-dally for too long here. Alright. I've got my units ready to go. Do I send a full solid garrison? I think that's where the land war is right now. But can I afford to supply these areas? Not with Japan really blockading them. Might seem harsh, but I think I might just, I think I might not. What if I sent some not very good backup divisions to do this? I think that's the way of it. So, who do I send to run things? I think we're gonna send our fella here. Go ahead to strategic redeployment and let me see. Get yourselves to ports. It doesn't necessarily matter where. Oh, I don't have that many. Alright. Never mind. Everyone go to Calcutta. Strategically, please take the train. The fall of Kiev. Kiev, the capital of the Ukrainian SSR, has been captured by the advancing German forces armies in the Soviet Union. The capture of one of their most important cities is a serious blow to the Soviets, but the question still remains whether the Germans can keep up their momentum. Moments after the Germans had occupied the city, thousands of mines planted by the NKVD were apparently detonated in buildings along the Khreshchatyk main street, causing even more damage to the already ruined city. Now the invading forces look to the east, a significant development. With that being said, that is all the time we got for tonight, my nerds. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.